Alright, when we left off, we had just faced down the Elder One. And after burying all of his troops under an avalanche, we then buried Haven under another avalanche, and the Elder One just barely got away with the help of his pet dragon. And looks like we just barely got away also. Dived through a hole in the ground while the snow came down over the whole village. We've apparently lost Haven. Alright, but we wake up down here, the survivor that we are, right? And, I don't know what this is. It's not... I don't think it's a sewer. It's not like a sewer tunnel type thing, but, apparently some kind of something that was underneath Haven. I mean, obviously. Fell down through that hole in the ground, and, ancient caves and tunnels. Now it's up to us to find a way out of here.
There.
And we get an ambush. Okay, we need to get out of here. We'll find cover. These guys are going to 2 and 3 shot us. That was a close one. I don't think we can heal while we're down here. That's, definitely problematic, right? Yeah. But apparently we have a new super ability. Call it a super or special or whatever you want. It's a new Inquisitor thing having to do with the mark in our hand. I don't know, maybe in the Elder One's attempt to take it away from us, he essentially empowered it. And we really punked him out. He wasn't able to take it. And he tried to save face by kind of playing it off as if... yeah, that's fine, well, we'll just kill you instead. Well, he wasn't able to do that either. And so, now we're apparently a bigger threat to him than we were in the first place. He, of course, his best efforts worked against himself. That's how it always winds up in the long run. Do bad things, get bad results. So the other one is off licking his wounds and trying to save face with his minions, I'm sure. And it's up to us to find a way through this blizzard. Guess we are up in the actual, what is this, the Frostbacks? Is that the name of this mountain range that Haven is up in? We're apparently on the back side of that. This is also, I guess, a route that the villagers and refugees had followed. We got their signal that they were safe, as many as we could get out alive, and then we set off the trebuchet to drop the avalanche, and of course... when we dove to our escape, we wind up through these back tunnels, and here we are, but this looks like they left something of a trail. Somebody did. Somebody's been here. I mean, obviously.
It's cold. Nothing.
Although it's been a while. Of course, it wouldn't take long for a campsite to freeze over out here, would it? Also keep in mind the impact I got going through this was, alright, we have already lost Haven. Don't know where the refugees and the rest of our, party members are, the rest of the Inquisition and all that. Here we are out on our own, freezing, hurt, wounded, blah blah blah, and following these little tiny signs of hope, and things are looking pretty dire. So they kind of put you in that position. It's kind of like a movie, where things got to get bad before they get better. And yeah, we hit a low point here. They did that with Origins. That's one thing that made Origins amazing, is the absolute almost complete defeat at Ostagar, and then you build back up from there, and find hope and get your little army and your friends and your party together and go kick the bad guy in his ass, that whole type of thing, where you're all heroic and triumphant at the end. And I mean, That's like a no-lose scenario right there for any story.
There, it's her.
Thank the Maker.
Nice.
What would you have me tell them? This isn't what we asked them to do.
We cannot simply ignore this. We must find a way.
And who put you in charge? We need a consensus or we have nothing.
Please, we must use reason. Without the infrastructure of the Inquisition, we're
I
hobbled.
can't come from nowhere.
She didn't say it could.
Enough! This is getting us nowhere.
Well, we're agreed on that much.
You need rest.
They've been at it for hours.
They have that luxury thanks to you. The enemy could not follow, and with time to doubt, we turn to blame. Infighting may threaten as much as this Corypheus.
Do we know where Corypheus and his forces are?
We are not sure where we are, which may be why, despite the numbers he still commands, there is no sign of him. That, or you are believed dead. Or without Haven, we are thought helpless. Or he girds for another attack. I cannot claim to know the mind of that creature, only his effect on us.
The only thing yelling gets us is a headache. Another headache.
They know. But our situation, your situation, is complicated. Our leaders struggle because of what we survivors witnessed. We saw our defender stand and fall. And now we have seen her return. The more the enemy is beyond us, the more miraculous your actions appear, and the more our trials seem ordained. That is hard to accept, no? What we have been called to endure, what we perhaps must come to believe.
I escaped the avalanche. Barely, perhaps, but I didn't die.
Of course, and the dead cannot return from across the veil. But the people know what they saw. Or perhaps what they needed to see. The Maker works both in the moment and in how it is remembered. Can we truly know the heavens are not with us?
You saw Corypheus. What do you think of his claims of assaulting the heavens?
Scripture says magisters, to winter servants of false-souled gods, entered the Fade to reach the Golden City, seat of the Maker. For their crime, they were cast out as Darkspawn. Their hubris is why we suffer blight, and why the Maker turned from us. If such is the claim of this Corypheus, he is a monster beyond imagining. All mankind continues to suffer for that sin. If even a shred of it is true, all the more reason Andraste would choose someone to rise against him.
Corypheus said he found only corruption and emptiness. Nothing golden.
If he entered that place, it has changed him without and within. The living are not meant to make that journey. Perhaps these are lies he must tell himself, rather than accept that he earned the scorn of the Maker. I know I could not bear such.
Mother Giselle, I just don't see how what I believe matters. Lies or not, Corypheus is a real physical threat. We can't match that with hope alone.
Yeah, things aren't looking good, are they?
Shadows fall and hope dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come. The shepherd's lost and his home is far. Keep to the stars, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come. Bear your blade and raise it high. Stand your ground, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day An army needs more than an enemy. It needs a cause.
A word.
Badass, huh? Just freaking badass. Some hope in the middle of all that. It's not over. Still breathing, we can fight.
A wise woman, worth heeding. Her kind understand the moments that unify a cause. Or fracture it. The orb Corypheus carried, the power he used against you, it is Elven.
Corypheus used the orb to open the breach. Unlocking it must have caused the explosion that destroyed the Conclave. I do not yet know how Corypheus survived, nor am I certain how people will react when they learn of the orb's origin.
All right. What is it and how do you know about it?
They were foci, used to channel ancient magics. I have seen such things in the Fade, old memories of older magic. Corypheus may think it Tevinter. His empire's magic was built on the bones of my people. Knowing or not, he risks our alliance. I cannot allow it.
This whole mess is confusing. I can see how elves might be an easy target.
History would agree. But there are steps we can take to prevent such a distraction. By attacking the Inquisition, Corypheus has changed it. Changed you. Scout to the north. Be their guide.
Wow.
There is a place that waits for a force to hold it. There is a place where the Inquisition can build, grow.
One point that he makes there is that Corypheus, what he really accomplished was validating our cause by attacking us we weren't a threat, he wouldn't have attacked us. By doing so, and losing face, he made us twice as strong. Even though he took some of our numbers, we'll get those back. Probably more, tenfold what we had in the first place. Check this out.
They arrive daily from every settlement in the region. Skyhold is becoming a pilgrimage. If word has reached these people, it will have reached the Elder One. We have the walls and numbers to put up a fight here, but this threat is far beyond the war we anticipated. But we now know what allowed you to stand against Corypheus. What drew him to you?
Why should I care why he's after me? He's a monster, mad.
You should care because he sees in you what we all see, and it has nothing to do with the mark on your hand. Your decisions let us heal the sky. Your determination brought us out of Haven. You are the creature's rival because of what you did. And we know it. All of us. The Inquisition requires a leader. The one who has already been leading it.
That's respect.
You.
I have tried to serve faithfully, to understand the burden I was meant to carry.
That is always a struggle.
You're not sure about this?
There's no faith without doubt. Yet I believe this is the only path before us. There would be no Inquisition without you. How it will serve, how you lead, that must be yours to decide.
Corypheus will never let me live in peace. He made that clear. He intends to be a god, to rule over us all. Corypheus must be stopped.
Wherever you lead us. Have our people been told?
They have. And soon, the world.
Commander, will they follow?
Inquisition, will you follow? Will you fight? Will we triumph? Your leader, your herald, your inquisitor!
Now let's get down to business.
So this is where it begins.
It began in the courtyard. This is where we turned that promise into action.
But what do we do? We know nothing about this Corypheus except that he wanted your mark.
Corypheus wants to restore Tevinter. Is this a prelude to war with the Imperium?
I get the feeling we're dealing with extremists, not the vanguard of a true invasion.
Tevinter is not the Imperium of 1,000 years ago. What Corypheus yearns to restore no longer exists. Though they would shed no tears if the South fell to chaos, I'm certain.
Corypheus said he wanted to enter the Black City, that this would make him a god.
He is willing to tear this world apart to reach the next. It won't matter if he's wrong.
What if he's not wrong? If he finds some other way into the Fade?
Then he gains the power he seeks, or unleashes catastrophe on us all.
Could his dragon really be an archdemon? What would that mean?
It would mean the beginning of another blight.
We've seen no darkspawn other than Corypheus himself. Perhaps it's not an archdemon at all, but something different?
Whatever it is, it's dangerous. Commanding such a creature gives Corypheus an advantage we can't ignore.
Someone out there must know something about Corypheus.
Unless they saw him on the field, most will not believe he even exists.
We do have one advantage. We know what Corypheus intends to do next. When you were at Therenfall, you uncovered a plot to kill Empress Selene.
Imagine the chaos her death would cause. With his army.
An army he's growing. The Envy Demon gloated about a massive force of demons.
Corypheus could conquer the entire south of Thedas, god or no god.
I'd feel better if we knew more about what we were dealing with.
I know someone who can help with that. Everyone acting all inspirational jogged my memory, so I sent a message to an old friend. She's crossed paths with Corypheus before and may know more about what he's doing. She can help.
I'm always looking for new allies. Introduce me.
Parading around might cause a fuss. It's better for you to meet privately, on the battlements. Trust me, it's complicated.
Well, then, we stand ready to move on both of these concerns.
On your order, Inquisitor.
I know one thing. If Varric has brought who I think he has, Cassandra is going to kill him.
Gets better and better. Yes, a link to the previous games. Alright, we'll see that in future videos. Right now, I'm going to take off, and I appreciate you watching. If you want to subscribe, hit that button over my head. If you want to catch the rest of my videos, click those boxes on the left. Keep one thing in mind. There's kind of a Mass Effect 3 parallel. The Skyhold is kind of like the Crucible, isn't it?